What are adjectives? Well, adjectives describe nouns. Therefore, adjectives give us more information about a noun. For example, in this photograph, Mark and Jane are carrying a chair. So chair is the noun. And if we want to give more information about the chair, then we can say Mark and Jane are carrying a heavy chair. So heavy is the adjective. It describes the chair. Okay, so the adjective heavy is describing the noun chair. It gives us more information about it. The form of the adjective is the same for singular nouns and plural nouns. This is very important. Example: Jane is holding a red apple. So here the noun is singular, okay? And the adjective is red, R-E-D. Jane is holding a red apple. Now let's look at the noun in the plural. There are some red apples on the plate. So we can see now, of course, the noun is in the plural, but the adjective is the same. It is the same form as here. So it's the same adjective for when the noun is singular or plural. So this sentence is wrong. This is wrong. This does not exist in English. So this is important because many other languages, foreign languages, particularly European languages, like French for example, there is a singular form of an adjective and also a plural form of the adjective, because the adjective agrees with the noun. But this is not true in English. Okay, so it's very important. The same form in the singular and the plural. Now let's look at the position in the sentence of adjectives. There are two main positions. Okay, so the first important position is before a noun, and we call this the attributive position. For example, there is a small dog in the garden. So dog is the noun, and the adjective small is before the noun. I have some new shoes. I have some new shoes. So the adjective new is before the noun shoes. And the second main position of adjectives is after link verbs. So after a link verb. And we call this position the predicative position. So what are link verbs? Well, here are the most common link verbs: appear, be, become, feel, get, look, seem, smell, taste. And let's look at some examples. The car is old. The car is old. So this is the link verb. This is the verb be. And this is the noun. And this is the adjective. And as you see, the adjective is after the link verb. Okay? And it is also, obviously, it is after the noun as well. But the important thing to remember is that the adjective is after the link verb. Jane is feeling cold. So the adjective cold is after the link verb feel. The flower smells nice. So the adjective nice is after the link verb smell. And what is important here is that the adjective, it functions as a subject complement. So this means that the adjective is describing the subject of the sentence. Okay, it's giving us more information about the subject. Okay, so it's describing the subject. So here the subject is flower. And nice is giving us more information about the flower. Now, most adjectives are used in both positions. So most adjectives, they can be either before the noun or after the link verb. So for example, here the adjective new is before the noun. But we could also say my shoes are new, and that would be after the link verb. That would be the predicative position. Okay, so most adjectives can be used in both of these positions. But there are some exceptions. So there are two exceptions, two groups of exceptions. The first group, certain adjectives are used only in the attributive position. So certain adjectives can only be used before the noun. And also, there are certain adjectives which are used only in the predicative position. So only used after link verbs. And we will now look at those exceptions. So certain adjectives are used only before the noun in the attributive position. And I have given you the four most common examples. Okay, there aren't many examples, and these are the common ones. Elder, eldest, live, and main. Example, my elder sister is a teacher. There is a live fish in the aquarium. I crossed the main road. Okay, so in all of these cases, the adjective can only be used before the noun. These adjectives are not used after a link verb. So, my sister is elder is wrong. We cannot use the adjective elder in this way. The fish seems live. That is wrong. And the road is main. No, we cannot use the adjective main like that. We cannot use it after a link verb. Okay? And the other exception, certain adjectives are used only after a link verb. And there are lots of examples of this, and here are the most common examples. Afraid, alone, ashamed, asleep, awake. He seems afraid. She is alone for Christmas. He feels ashamed. The baby is asleep. She is awake. So in all of these examples, the adjective is after the link verb. And all of these adjectives are not used before the noun. They are not used in the other position. So we do not say the afraid man. The alone woman is wrong. The ashamed man is wrong. The asleep baby is wrong. And the awake girl is wrong. So, for example, here, we cannot say the afraid man, but if we really want to use an adjective before a noun with this meaning, then we have to use a different adjective. For example, here we could say the scared man. Okay, scared man, and that is fine. That is okay to use scared before the noun. Another example is the asleep baby. This is wrong, but we can say the sleeping baby. Okay, so sleeping is fine to use before the noun. Position of adjectives. We can also have an adjective after an expression of the verb find, make, or keep, followed by an object. Example. He found the article interesting. He found the article interesting. So here we have the verb find in the past simple. Article is the object of the sentence, and this is the adjective. So the adjective here, it is in fact describing the article, which is the object of the sentence. Okay? It is not the subject this time, this is the object. Another example. Alcohol makes him tired. Makes him tired. So the adjective tired is describing the noun or pronoun him, which is the object. Makes him tired. Coffee keeps me awake. So the adjective awake is describing the pronoun me, which again is the object of the sentence. So these three verbs, find, make, keep, followed by an object, and the adjective is after. So a reminder, so in these examples, the adjective functions as an object complement. An object complement, because the adjective is describing the object of the sentence, not the subject. And a special case, adjectives always go after these words. Okay, so I'm sure you have all seen these words, and we call them indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns. So adjectives go after these words. Here are three examples. Did you do anything exciting yesterday? Anything exciting. So the adjective is after the word anything. I want to go somewhere quiet. Somewhere quiet. So the adjective is after the word somewhere. So we do not say, I want to go quiet somewhere. Quiet somewhere. No, that is wrong. It is the wrong order. There wasn't anybody famous at the party. So the adjective famous goes after the word anybody. Finally, this is quite an advanced subject, but there are certain adjectives where we can use them without nouns. in specific situations. And the form is the plus an adjective. We use the expression the plus adjective to describe certain groups of people. Example, the unemployed. So the adjective unemployed means without a job. Okay, without a job. And so the expression is, and the meaning, it is general. So we are generalizing. And the expression is always plural. We are referring to all members of the group. So an example is, the unemployed think that the government is ignoring them. The unemployed think that the government is ignoring them. So we are making a generalization about all unemployed people. Okay? And as I say here, this is the unemployed, this is plural. So since this is plural, then the verb must be plural. So this is the third person plural of the verb think. And this pronoun, this object pronoun, is also the third person plural, ignoring them. Okay? And other examples of this, we can say the blind, the dead, the deaf, the disabled, the old, the poor, the rich, and the unemployed. A final example of this is Mark often gives money to the poor. Gives money to the poor. So this means that he often gives money to poor people. But it is better to write it like this, the poor. Okay?